check 1, 2. Buckle your freaking shoe. What's going on? Welcome, my friends. Welcome back to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystem. So, topics for discussion open for today. We got a major executive order that is going to be signed by President Trump today. We don't know exactly when it's going to happen. So judging by what happened with the announcements yesterday with Apple for the $600 billion investment, and Apple setting up plants in Kentucky, and just a major partnership and deal with Apple. And so they kind of were pretty late on that, and they did that around 5:30. So I'm thinking maybe around past 4 o'clock, we'll probably get that executive order signed. But it has to do with getting certain equities and cryptocurrencies and other assets to be able to put these into 401ks. So this is huge. So we're going to get into this. We did a deep search AI research on this particular topic, so we can dive into it, and then we're going to do some TA on Bitcoin, on the altcoins. We're going to look at our trajectory and our price targets for the markets and the altcoins today, and we're going to get into our thesis and break down why we think certain ecosystems are going to do better and well than others, and what has the most asymmetric upside in these markets currently right now. And then we're just going to end it off with a nice little Q&A at the very end. But make sure you guys are tuning into these live streams on a weekly basis, because we do these Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this community is growing. The channel's growing. We're getting more people watching. We're getting people more interested in crypto. And we want to be one of those channels that is catching people like Annette who are interested in these ecosystems, so we can help them, guide them, teach them, and also mildly entertain them on the way of building up their mega bags of cryptocurrencies that we all hope will make us rich one day, right? That's the goal. So let's get into it. So we're going to get into first the Trump 401k. So if you look at the top of the screen there, we're going to keep on track. You know, we're an ADD, ADHD master. So sometimes we need to find ways to be able to keep ourselves on track. So we're gonna keep on track today, my friends. But make sure you guys are hitting that like button, share the stream. I'm streaming on X. Shout out to all the people that are watching on X, to all of the Sprotos. Shout out to the Sprotos and the ticker Bitcoin holders. Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu community is one of the loudest and strongest and most creative and artistic and autistic communities in the business. So make sure if you start to see those cheeky blue and red, yellow Sprotos in your timeline, make sure you pay them respect. So let's get into this announcement, which is making, I think, just all of the markets in general feel real bullish, feel really, really good. And this is what we've been feeling with the Ethereum memes. We're feeling like Wojak. They're ready to wake up from the dream, ready to wake up from the wage labor slavery that Wojaks across the nation have been experiencing. And so what is making us feel like this? Well, we have this White House confirms that Trump is going to be signing an order on 401ks today. And so we have this post. Let's go to it real quick. Here's the post. It's from Tree News. Trump will sign an executive order on Thursday, which is today, that aims to allow private equities, real estate, cryptocurrency, and other alternative assets inside of 401ks, per Bloomberg News. Pretty astounding. So what this can do, so I put this image into deep search, and so I let Grok do a deep search on this. So what this post is including, this post includes a chart showing U.S. retirement markets assets grew from $11.5 trillion in 2000 to $43.4 trillion in Q1 in 2025. So what this is breaking down is that a lot of these different equities and these different markets are going to be able to, the 401ks are going to be able to get exposure into this. So the Trump order will allow alternative assets. And so what this is, so pensions and investment notes, Trump's order aims to include private equity, real estate, and crypto. And let's keep going down. All right, so here we go. So the elevating market impact. So Bitcoin is surging, so we're getting some volatility with this announcement, but also there's just all of this bullish stuff leading into a market rallying in October, November, and December, basically the last quarter. I think we can get to 150K or more for Bitcoin by the end of the year. We could crash down to 120K. We can go back down under 120K, hit one of those Fibonacci levels. And then from there, that's where I think we're going to see the most volatility. And actually the true peak is in quarter one and quarter two, because that's when everything kind of will start to all of the things that are happening right now, we're going to see the results of it a little bit later. So it's like we are very early in buying this market right now. And some people are thinking that it's over, that this is the top. Like, this is the top signal. Like, oh, you know, all of this is just a play to be able to, you know, for the institutions to dump on your head. And, you know, we just can't. We're just not going to believe that. It's just not what it's looking like. You know, there's so much that is signaling that trillions of dollars are going to come into this market by different modalities and catalysts, a lot of it being the ETFs, the treasuries being set up, the regulatory clarity in America trying to signal that we want to be the leading dominant market for digital assets and be the example for how things would be ran across the world. We're trying to do that. So then this, with the implications, with this particular order for the 401ks, it's unlocking $12.5 trillion retirement markets for digital assets. This is insane. So this might drive further price appreciation for Bitcoin and other cryptos, which is signified by today's rally. So here's the breakdown. So the report indicates President Trump is set to sign an executive order later today to allow alternative assets, including cryptocurrencies, private equity, and real estate. And so this could open up a new investment avenue for the $43.4 trillion U.S. retirement market, particularly impacting defined contribution, which is plans and individual retirement accounts, the IRAs. While the move is seen as a boost for diversification, there are some concerns because of the volatility. But if you think about it, you know, this is going to just prove the point of why these companies are investing in the blockchain right now, because everything is going to eventually start morphing and bleeding on chain from the TradFi markets into this best performing asset class and where the best appreciation is. And so smart money always is going to move, in my mind, to the next best thing. And so this is where the appreciation is. And then, you know, like yesterday we went into Tom Lee basically calling for Ethereum to get to minimum $16,000 and to possibly $30,000, because it's saying it's having its Bitcoin moment now, like how it did in 2017, or how Bitcoin has had its moments in its cycle where it just went escape velocity. And so Ethereum, the timeline, they were trying to convince you this whole time that it's dead technology and the institutions are not going to buy it. They're going to buy something that's cheaper and faster and blah, blah, blah. That's not the case. They want trust. They want to be able to have a trust and a reputation with the blockchain that has the developer support and all of that. And it needs a better maturity. So with all of these treasuries and all the Ethereum being bought up for the ETF now that we've explained, okay, this all makes sense of why The 401ks is going to be an executive order. Everything is going to be getting exposure into crypto because guess what? The Trump family holds a lot of crypto. Everyone that's pretty much in the Trump administration is bullish crypto and holds bags of crypto. So they're going to want every type of capital market to start flowing into crypto because it's pumping their bags too. So it's not just our bags, but ultimately, like, they are going for the long term because there's more to this than just them wanting to get the gains. It's that they know the dollar is dying in the terms of just how the dollar used to earn and how it's being used as a form of monetary policy. The dollar as a fiat currency now is just it's being debased. It's not obviously, like, if you have $50,000 3 years ago, that same $50,000 now is not going to get you the same amount of things. So that proves that the value of that dollar and your purchasing power is going down. So if you were to have bought $50,000 of Bitcoin 3 years ago, I mean, then and now you try and now you buy some stuff. You can buy more stuff now with the Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin is the perfect example of this, of being able to have a type of store of wealth that will preserve your energy. And other cryptos can have a representation of this as well, but with more volatility. You know, Bitcoin has volatility, but against other altcoins and basically against, you know, other appreciating assets, it's like the type of volatility you would want. It's like volatility to the upside. Yes, it goes into bear markets, but over time, the past 13 years, or, you know, basically anyone who's bought Bitcoin whenever it went to 123,000 was in profit from its existence, which is pretty cool, you know? So during these points, it makes you think about how compounding an appreciating asset that is getting the network effect that is coming from world economies, all different types of currencies it's not just the dollar. It's like all of these types of currencies are going into Bitcoin because those currencies are not good. It's just like not good money. And so now that we are starting to figure out, okay, all of this money is going to be minted, put in stable coins, and they're going to earn the yield, and they know the dollar and all this stuff is just a Ponzi scheme. That's just like they can shuffle their papers all they want, but they have to put it in something. So we just, as the people that don't have as much capital as these guys, we can still put our capital in the same places and see some massive returns. We have to play the game. So now we're seeing, you know, where the money's flowing and why President Trump is very adamant on getting everything flowing into crypto. So it's already sparked a positive response on the markets, and we can see the broader market context. U.S. stocks are showing signs of recovery after recent volatility. The S&P is up almost 1%. We got the NASDAQ up 1.2%. There's the only thing that's giving uncertainty is just the tariffs, but apparently we've been bringing in a lot of revenue from the tariffs, and this could spark some debate on if we should be using that tariff money to be able to start sending out stimulus checks to the American people. Because if that's the case, you know, and we were basically getting siphoned and sold out for 4 years in the Biden administration, then we should be getting some of our money back. If that's the case, then, you know, we all deserve to be getting a certain amount of money back and on a regular basis. Because if you break it down for real, like, there were families that just got completely put out. I mean, just could not even recover even from COVID. So then they got hit even hard after coming out of COVID, and they were trying to pick up the pieces. And that just made it even harder. So I think American families right now deserve, and it's you know, it's sometimes it's like, it's hard to say that, oh, you deserve something, but it's just facts that like there are families that did not make it, that are in really bad positions. Some barely made it and could like keep the household up and do the stuff and keep the train rolling, but there's a lot of people that got hit really hard. And I mean, it would change so much. And you think, oh, it's not the whole couple $1,000s, but like even just for some people, like even just like $1,000 would probably make them fall on their knees and cry and be like, oh my gosh, like this will help me so much. And that's the reality. That's the reality. You know, so when Trump says like Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve and them tightening so hard on during these times and the inflation being out of control and then selling out our country and sending out billions and billions of dollars while we're just like actually suffering over here as well, it's insane. So yeah, we actually do need the damn stimmy. We do need it. If we're getting money from the damn tariffs and we're saving all this money, it better go back to the American people. Right? Put a 1 in the freaking chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like there should be no negotiations about that. Like, okay, like send the checks now, because then that will stimulate the freaking market. What do you think we're going to do with it? Go buy clothes? The hell? We're going to start paying off debts. We're going to start making moves, Mr. President. So send the damn checks. Send the checks, baby. It's going right into Dogecoin. So what I'm talking about. So, but I digress. So last time when we got the stimmy checks, people, they were like, had to just be like, I got to go get a bag of rice. I got to go get some food. I got to go get some extra stupid cloth masks. And some people had to use that stimmy check on fear-based mentality. Well, what's weird about inflation and deflation or whatever, or making sure that the economy is spending the right amount of money, or we're not spending as much, or keeping everything balanced. It's like balancing the economy. I heard someone say this one time, and they explained it this way. They said, prices of certain things going up is made to think is like it's normal. Like, oh yeah, it's natural for like a Coke was 25 cents back in, the 50s or 60s, whatever. And now a Coke is $2. So yeah, that's normal, right? It's not normal. Someone explained that it's not normal for certain things like that to have inflated at that rate. The only reason why it inflated like that is because of the supply and demand of what the item is denominated in, which is the U.S. dollar, which it's valued in is the U.S. dollar. So if you had bought Bitcoin and held Bitcoin for however long, the dollar's been going down and deflating because of them putting more into the circulation, and some of it's probably not even, a lot of it's not even accounted for. So it's probably worse than we actually thought, and probably worse than it really is on paper. And then now with that Coke or Big Mac or whatever it is, let's give this very simple examples of the Coke and the Big Mac. If you're using Bitcoin now to buy that, technically, now you can afford more of the Cokes. It's now cheaper, technically, in Bitcoin. Because you held it, because you were able to beat the inflation through all of the prices of goods and services going up as the dollar is going down. And then you see the chart of Bitcoin going up as a representation of a way to fight it. It's the easiest way that you can think about how inflation works and how the debasing of the currency and what's the solution to it. Well, big money in Wall Street probably learned this a long time ago and said, oh yeah, we can issue stocks for companies and shares and representations of all this stuff, and we can just have this whole game going and going and going. Now, that same game, but with a little bit of different tokenomics, is happening on chain. And we all need to be here for it, my friends. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button. I see we got 11 people in the house on YouTube. I see we got some new people in here. We have Mickey. We got Mickey in the house. Wants his money. Let's see. Sorry, I wasn't keeping up with the chat. Mickey said, "Nice channel. Keep the news friendly. Little surprised that has more subscribers than Divine Hood, but yeah, overall 4 out of 5. Keep the news friendly. We all seek that info. Cool. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. We got Don Cabrera in the house. We got Eric Espino. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. So, yeah, we were just kind of talking about the Trump 401k. We're also talking about kind of the implications of it and how it's all connected to the overall market. But, yeah, let's... so this is interesting. So, detailed retirement market data and annuity reserves in the year 2000 was $3 trillion. And then now in 2025 quarter one, we got 2.4 trillion. Government plans. Let's see, government DB plans, DC plans, IRAs. This table highlights significant growth in DC plans and IRAs, which are likely to be most affected by the executive order, given their size and the potential for alternative asset inclusion. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Let's see so Trump order will allow alternative assets like cryptocurrencies, private equities, and 401ks. The executive order will direct the U.S. Secretary of Labor to review fiduciary guidance on private market investments in 401ks and other defined contribution plans. So, I mean, this is great. So this is if the retail person and also investor who has a full-time job and they've invested in a 401k, or they've just they used to have a full-time job, they still have an active 401k, and they've just held it up and they're investing in it, or they're transferring it. Imagine what these people can do if they can say and know the knowledge to say, I want to allocate this percentage to this new asset class. And it'll include whatever it may be, whatever if it's Vanguard or Schwab or Fidelity or whoever's going to be the broker or the person or the investment account that is the broker for your 401k. It's going to have exposure into some of these altcoins and crypto and Bitcoin. This is just one catalyst to make the markets go insane. In all of few years, not just like this run, we're going to see volatility. It will pull back. Yes, there's going to be times where we could pay ourselves, take some profits, but I'm thinking years down the line. This is our investing in the stock market early and investing in gold early, investing in hard money early. This is our chance to do that now and hold it for as long as it makes us feel sick, because I think at points we will see some insane growth on this market because we're so early. We really are massively early, and I think the cycles are going to be broken. Like these, like the 4-year cycles, like they'll kind of still go at play, but now that there's so much more liquidity coming in, like critical mass that wasn't happening in the last cycles, I think the cycles just might be a little bit different. I think there's still going to be pullbacks, obviously. It's not going to just be like a one mega God candle blasting through the sky forever. We know that a healthy chart has consolidations. It does its thing. It moves, which is okay. That's fine. We have to get used to that. But this executive order, I think, is going to be pretty. This is huge. Like, this is just another step into pumping our backs. So let's go, President Trump. So an executive order would mark a major victory for private asset managers who have pushed for greater adoption of alternative assets and defined contribution plans during Trump's second term in office. So, yeah, Megazord candles coming. So shout out to all the Sprotos that are watching on X. Shout out to all the people that are watching on X and also on YouTube. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you very, very much. I do need to get the chat. My chat is really, really hard to read. And I need to make it easy to read. So let's go here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go like that. And yeah, real quick, I want to fix my chat because the chat is like, I can barely see it on the screen. Let's see. Okay, appearance. Nope, it's not that. Real quick, give me just a second, guys. I want to fix my stream. Fix the chat. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's see if that works. I think I like that a lot better. Yeah. All right, someone send a message in the chat now. Well, I told myself, I was like, I do need something on the screen to keep me on track, like, just because like I can just continue to talk about the Trump 401ks, like people know where I'm at. I'm like, okay, got to go fast though. So Sonic is also helping me in this. So we got Sonic running back. So now we're gonna get into the Bitcoin and altcoin analysis. So we haven't even looked at the charts yet. So let's look at the charts. We're going to start with Bitcoin. So we're just going to do top-down analysis, I guess what you would call it. You know, like we're just going to give you the macro for Bitcoin. You know, we're still in a cup and handle breakout. Cup and handle breakout. We are currently breaking out of the cup and handle. That being the cup right there. That's the handle. This is the breakout. The breakout can you know, it can stop at points where we've just hit. You know, we stopped at that 123. But what happened actually with gold in this same pattern that we showed you guys is that it completed the depth of the cup, and we have it better represented in the CME chart. So the CME chart for Bitcoin, I think it's better to do it on the weekly. You got to do this on the weekly. And we'll just show you. We'll clear the chart real quick. We'll hide all the drawings so you can see it. So here's the cup. Here's the cup. Here's the handle. Here's the breakout. The depth of the cup starts right here, and I measure it to at least get down to here to these candles. That was a 200% move, or not 200%, it was 77%. Let me go back. Or no, from this point up, 222%. And gold did that same depth in the off of the handle. So I'm going from the bottom candle here of the handle consolidation and just going up to 215%. Just going up 215% from this bottom here. And when you get to that price, what do you see? You see $157,000. Where are we at right now? 117, 116, give or take. You know, okay, the CME is at 117 right now, but we have the spot markets sitting at $116,600. Now, the fib that I've been calling for this particular price target here is at it's at one of the Fibonacci levels, or it's actually more so not a Fibonacci level, but it is a Bollinger Band level. So if you're looking at the weekly Bollinger Band, it lines up right at 127,000. That's where I think we're going to pop next, because if you look at the market structure, just no indicators, just only the Bollinger Bands and RSI, that's it. That's all you need right now. And look at the weekly charts, and you do this on the altcoins too, you're going to see the overall picture of how the market is reacting right now to all of this bullish news and the catalysts that are coming down the pipe here. So if you look at the structure, you see a run up here. We had 3 weeks of uptrend, and then we had consolidation. We had the FUD in the market, and then look, we had the bounce. Then we had 3 weeks again of uptrend, FUD in the markets. And now, what do you think's going to happen now? We're going to have the rest of August be bullish and have 3 weeks of uptrend going to 120, I think 128,000, worst case scenario, we just do the same 20% move from the bottom of the range. 20% would be going into actually $135,000 per Bitcoin. So just get ready to get slapped by some Bitcoin dominance here in the short term, and then we're going to see the rotation and flip and money into ETH, because the ETH BTC ratio, now we're going to get into the altcoin analysis, is you look at that ETH BTC ratio and it's starting to pump off the 382 where we just had resistance. And so now with the Fibonacci extension, eyeing the 618 is the 0.04 ratio for ETH against Bitcoin, ETH BTC. The alts are gonna start flying, and it all is lining up for what Robinhood is listing and what their newest listings. You go to Robinhood. And you see the newest things that they're promoting right now. Look, Floki and Ondo, Bonk, Pingu, Peanut, XLM, Lumens. They're so bullish altcoins now. Why are they getting so ready for retail to come in and to see these things and start to snatch them up like they did in 2021? This is what we need to be preparing for. We need to stop saying like altcoin season is dead. We're never going to get an altcoin season. People just don't do what I'm doing right now by you just look at these ratios and then you go back and look at how the altcoins looked when those ratios looked like this. For instance, like I wish I could go to the old Polygon chart and look at that old Polygon chart, Matic chart, because it was insane. But maybe we'll just use Floki as an example. So whenever we had the ETH BTC ratio at a point, and let's see what the ETH BTC ratio was in March of 2024. March of 2024, it was at this level that I have marked above the 786, which is at the 0.05. That's where we were at. And then you look at something like Floki. You go to that point, and what happened? It freaking exploded. It went up 773%. So, what am I saying here? We are still at a bottom of a range of a breakout of the ETH BTC ratio, signaling that our altcoin bags are going to freaking fly. So we will have opportunities to take a little profits, move some into stables, maybe start earning some yield. Maybe we just like take a little profit and we start messing around with a little bit of the DeFi. Maybe you can stake a little bit of it. Maybe there's protocols that are offering some sweet yield. You can use a little bit of it to start generating some yield, because you don't want to be selling your whole bag right now, or even in this year going into this pump. You would think that, oh yeah, just sell the bag because we'll go into a bear market. You have no idea. So you have to hedge your bets. You have to think like, okay, there's probably something that something like, for instance, like this. So you look at this. They say this is how the market goes. You get Bitcoin going up 150,000 to 150,000 or 200,000, and then it dips like this. And then we go into quarter one and quarter two, and we get another push to the upside. But instead of it getting hit resistance, like the money just really starts to continue to flow in, because now we're in QE. We were just in quantitative tightening the entire year of 2025 almost. And then the Fed finally starts QE in 2026. And we start to see the actual real gains. And it just rallies up like super far. But you sold the whole bag right here, because you thought it was the top. But we don't know. That's why you have to hedge your bet. You got to like say, okay, what's my risk management? What's my plan? Will I sell a little bit and then have something as a risk management, just like, okay, it's like my backup plan. Like I know, like I'm going to sell a little bit when it starts to get a little hot, a little euphoric. You can hold on to a little bit and know that what's the worst thing that can happen? Okay, it goes down to whatever price. But then you at least can know, and you can feel better about yourself if you took a little bit of profits. You maybe put it into some stables to be super safe and earn some yield. Now more than ever, there's so many options to be able to earn more than what a savings account would earn on some stablecoin yield. For instance, like what I showed you guys last night, the TON wallet now in America, you can now earn 20% on USDE, which is the Athena stablecoin, which is now number 15 in terms of market cap of stablecoins. So it's kind of getting up there close to USDC and USDT. So pretty crazy. But yeah, so now so that's Bitcoin and ETH kind of combined, and then that was just the ETH BTC ratio chart. Like we want to get into, the actual ETH chart right now. ETH is freaking pumping now. Finally, we got ETH over 3,800. We're pushing back, and I think we are we're just overdue to break this like gargoyle dragon scaled resistance right here. And we're going to pump up to that first 1618, which is at 5,700. And I'm just like, I'm so bullish Ethereum that I don't think anyone wants to really admit, like how wrong they were on the timeline for being so bearish Ethereum. And, I just saw the writing on the wall that like Ethereum was going to get the same treatment as Bitcoin, and it's going to have that same type of maturity and story. The story is different now. Like the story is much more interesting for Ethereum for institutional adoption to be going on chain and using like the smart contract platform for what it was made for. And so if it lives up to that hope, and I think Vitalik is just, you know, crazy enough, smart enough, and all the things with his team to be able to accomplish this. And I think, I mean, right now that Ethereum is getting that traction again, and also we're getting good, you know, with the Bitcoin's going up. Like I'd say, look at the dominance, maybe because we didn't look at the dominance. You know, Bitcoin dominance is now kind of going down. It had been trending down. It had a test back up, but we had this theory that we're actually, because of the nature of the ETH BTC ratio breaking out, the dominance actually could be going down into 57%. And then ETH dominance is now trending up, and ETH dominance is matching the ETH BTC ratio where we can go into the 618, and then that is correlating with the breakout that's happening right now with the cup and handle of the total cryptocurrency market cap of us getting to $7 trillion. We're about to get injected with some liquidity, my friends. And I think we're coming into some pre-rallying. We're basically trying to price in, and we're trying to load up, and the market's trying to load up on the Fed cutting the rates in September now. We're thinking, look, there's a 91% chance that we're going to get a 25 basis cut on September, where they're going to cut another 25 basis points in October, and then they'll probably cut another time in December. So they waited for the very last quarter of the year. So what they were doing, the Fed, was trying to wait out till all the data came in and whatever numbers need to be revised or whatever came out, and then they're checking it, whatever, and then all the Fed presidents and the chairmans and the people that are on the board can agree to then go, okay, we're going to cut the rates, and it's not going to be aggressively, it's going to be on a slow pace. And so whether Trump is saying that Powell's too late or not, Powell's term is up in May. So there's going to be January, March, and April meetings before Jerome's term is up. So this is why I think we're going to see some of the biggest volatility in the craziest 3 months I think we're ever going to see, or that we've ever seen, next year. Next year is going to be wild. Like, it is going to be freaking wild. Like, I just don't see why it would be, okay, you have to think about this. Billions of dollars are being invested in this market right now. Okay? Yes, they've been doing it over the past couple years, but now they're really starting to flow in. And I don't think these people are just trying to sell out right at the end of the year, in the first year of the Trump presidency. I think they have more of a long-term view on this thing and at least scope it out and project out to the next 3-4 years. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this all plays out. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty crazy. We got Eric in the house. He said, Himarby, am I saying that right? Himarby is playing Rosenberg in 10 minutes for Europe qualification. I know you're definitely talking about football, not soccer. Football. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We got the crew on X. We got a lot of people watching on X. We have one person watching on Twitch. Twitch is interesting. You'd think there'd be more people interested in crypto and then them just pushing crypto streams on Twitch, but They literally don't push a damn thing out at all. But I don't really promote or push hard on Twitch, so maybe. Yeah, I thought at first it said Harambe. I was like, who? I was like, Harambe is playing Rosenberg? All right, so let's stay on track. So, all right, thesis. My thesis. The thesis is pretty much kind of like what if you were following what I was saying during the beginning of this live stream. It's really simple. It's just, you just have to have skin in the game. In crypto, where a lot of the big money is flowing, you need to narrow down your portfolio. Keep it really simple. Keep it really simple. I'm going to log into this really quick. You just want to keep it very, very simple. Okay. What I've done with my portfolio, this is basically the stuff that I've been paying attention to, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is pretty narrowed down. So this is my bag. This is my portfolio. This is a pretty decent representation of what I've been paying attention to. You got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, AVAX. I'm just kind of pointing out the big, blue chips. And then going down a little bit more of the mid caps is going into the Crow ecosystem, Polygon, Arbitrum, and Optimism. But then you got the meme coins. I don't have Wojak in here, but that's one that I've been following. But Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, Inu, Pepe, Dogecoin. Crypto gaming tokens that I've been paying attention to that I think have a potential to do really well, and they've already been doing well, is the Me token, the Naka ecosystem, then Immutable, because they're the ones that are kind of building the back-end infrastructure. And then you go into the memes. Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, Inu, you got Pepe, Dogecoin, Brett. And for Solana, I always had a soft spot for Ponky. Definitely, and I liked how Ponky was moving with Solana. So if I could put some trust back into Ponky for when Solana goes to $1,000, could Ponky potentially pump and go into some insane territories? It's possible, but there's a lot of bets being put on Solana meme coins, especially the ones that are up at the top. Let's look on Dex and at least just see kind of like the main ones. You got the Trump coin, you have Fart coin, the pump token itself is up for speculation if it can actually continue to be a potential play as a representation of the trenches. You got this Troll coin. This one's about 3 months old, so it's getting some traction because it's the 4chan memes are resurfacing in people's mind share of like, oh yeah, like we might need to have to go back to the classic like OG memes like Pepe, like Wojak. Then also there's the Troll character, which I think is based off of Wojak. It's like, because Wojak I think was the original like drawing, and then a lot of people started making morphs and different derivatives of Wojak. Don't quote me on that. I think that's it, or we should just go back into the history and be like, okay, which one was first, the troll meme or the Wojak meme? But originally, I think it was the Pepe. Pepe was the I think one of those original out of all that list was the original meme. But what's interesting is that like Pepe and Wojak as contracts on Ethereum, they came out at the same time. So that's why I still pay attention to it, and I kind of look at it as like a gem. Oh, okay. Yeah, please tell him. Okay, so the original troll face was a drawing of Mighty Mouse. Yeah, you gotta help me with the lore. Okay, so I'm trying to see what Mickey said. Magic Eden got sold off hardest from them all, down 80-90%. Right time to buy. Oh, okay. Yeah. Magic Eden. The token you're saying. Let's look at the token. Yeah, let's look at. I guess we'll look at it on. You can buy it on Coinbase. Oh yeah, I guess that's interesting. Coinbase, man, that's rough. You know, that's rough. Coinbase launches Magic Eden right after the Trump pump, and it suffered a 90% drawdown. That's so bad. But you gotta remember, we talked about the Trump pump and how that was like no one was immune to the Trump dump, because there was a Trump pump and then we just got the dump because there was like the market uncertainty of tariffs, and then there was the war, and there was just like all this stuff was happening, and it caused what was, I think, a deliberate crash for the market for then the institutions and the stock market and everything to just have the recovery boom, do the thing, you know. Classic rinse and repeat. But this is what happened really hard with the altcoins. The altcoins, basically all of them did this. They all got smashed. And so now, if they are doing anything that is hopefully retesting and trying to recover or reclaim some levels, this thing did get beat down pretty hard. So if anything, you could say, all right, I'll pull a fib from maybe the point where it had some resistance. We'll pull it down to the low here, and we'll see what levels the fib are saying that we could test into. Well, this biggest sell order of liquidity was sitting at the 786 at $1.90. We look like we're having a double bottom here, and we could potentially, if this is the low here, we'll get a test at least back up to here, which is at the 382, which is at $1.25. Now, how much percentage to the upside is that? That's 47% from where we're at right now. And if you're going to long this thing from here, and you put, you see like what's the risk to reward ratio to get to the 382 to bust through that that order block. Is this a short? No, where's the long? I want a long position. We want a long right there, and put it right, and then we'll put the take profit would be around that 382. Why is what the heck? Stop, why was it down so far? The stop loss, I mean, geez, I don't know. Make it like super tight. Right at the wick. Basically right at the wick, or you could put it right at this previous, You even maybe want to put a take profit at the 236. Yeah, I mean, and you got to think a lot of these tokens, they have the potential to just have speculative runs, not to mention real money actually really coming in. But then there's going to be a whole section of markets, like I think for crypto gaming was the perfect example, where we had a lot of speculative buying of what was going to be the next thing. So like one crypto game a couple did well. We had like Illuvium did really well. Axie Infinity did really well. DeFi Kingdoms or something, or I can't remember. There was a couple of them. Mine the Delarney actually had a lot of players too. This was a Binance Smart Chain token, DAR. A lot of active players, and these tokens, oh my God, they went up so much. Holy freaking crap. And then that led into speculation for the metaverse tokens, like Sand, like the Sandbox and Decentraland, the Mana token. We still chart those too. Like we still chart the Sandbox just to kind of keep it on the radar. We also, because it was just insane how much those things went up. It's wild. But yeah, no, if you can understand, like, NFTs are going to come back. I mean, it's like the culture, it's the art, it's now the digital age representation of like just having the cool thing, you know? And then if you, like, for instance, like you become part of these communities, whether you're a Pudgy or you're a Sproto or you're a Milady or you're a Sui Lord or you're a Retardio, whatever you are, it's you're buying pieces of the culture of the digital art, era, and whatever's going to be generating the most revenue and actually really like knocking the game out of the park with you, because it's the UX and the UI. That's the most important. User interface, user experience. That is what's important. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Magic Eden kind of coined or was the first to have this type of platform, like this layout, just real easy. Or maybe it was Blur. It was either Blur or Magic Eden. I can't remember which one did it first, but where it just made it like real simple, and they took market share completely away from OpenSea. And OpenSea started to lose market share by Blur and Magic Eden because of the user experience. People started to get tired of OpenSea, and also the tokenomics and the way that the creator royalties and just all that stuff. And now when you go to OpenSea, what does it look like? It looks like Blur and Magic Eden. They basically just like said, okay, we have to do it like this now. And there's rumors that OpenSea will have a token. So yeah, Blur was the first one to really simplify it. And remember how much that token went up and kind of the attention that it got. And then this is what it did. It basically simplified and made it to where, now the NFT market can be just like easily attained. You connect your wallet. Here you go. So I get it. So yeah, it's a very, but the Sprotos look good. This is the one I really want to buy. I really want to buy this one so bad. I have it as my profile picture already just so I can claim dominance on it. But yes, this is the one I want to buy really bad. But it's just, guys, I have so many other things that I have to do and I have to buy, and I can't buy this yet unless like someone gave me $3,000 as a gift to buy this Sproto. But I think this Sproto belongs to me. I really like how it looks on my X. I like how it looks. I love that, like, whenever I go live and I look at this, it just looks cool. And I think when people click on this, or see this image, they're like, you know what? I am going to join that live stream that says major 401k news today. Markets get ready for a massive move. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, sometimes, the Sproto chooses you, and I think this one chose me because now I can't get it out of my head. I'll be really mad if I can't get this one. So I don't know if the egregore can in some type of way make that happen. But I want to buy, but that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. Headbands. That's the thing. With NFTs, you don't just buy one. You have to have at least two, minimum two, because you're going to feel attached possibly to one. Like, for instance, like a lot of crypto punks and Bored Apes and people that bought those really valuable NFTs, they probably minted a few,
and they kept one as a profile pic, and they got really attached to it and got offered millions of dollars and never sold it. But luckily they had other ones, so they were able to sell some of those, and it didn't feel as like, you didn't feel the sting as bad. You didn't have that emotional connection to it. You're like, okay, I don't like that one as much. So truly with NFTs, you have to buy the one and be honest with yourself with one that you're probably just going to keep and not sell, and it's going to be like a art piece for you. And then you have the ones that you're like, this is for the market to be able to have a healthy chart and sell and do the thing. So it's like, it's kind of like with tokens, it's the same damn thing. You have like, I'm going to do that with Ticker Bitcoin. I'm going to do that with Pepe. I'm going to do that with Wojak. I'm going to do that with all the tokens. I'm probably going to be holding these things perpetually for a long time, but I will still sell some. It's like Dogecoin people, SHIB holders. Like, think of SHIB Toshi. Think of people that are Dogecoin millionaires. Like, they're always going to have some Doge in a wallet. They're always going to have some Doge in a wallet. It's like it's part of their identity almost at this point. So, I think that's a good thesis rant on basically how you could just look at the whole psychology of just like the nature of collecting these things, and then think of the meme tokens as like people are collecting that as well. It's like they feel good about building up a bag of a certain token. It's a different type of bag holder where it's like you're buying a token knowing that you're clearly wanting to like make a profit and then get out. But then there's something different about holding a token, knowing that you do want to still take profits, but you also still want to hold it. And that's the freaking beauty, my friends. That's what you want in a community, in a token. You want both. You want people that want to make money, but you also want to have people that will represent the brand for a lifetime. And that's what altcoins in general have to do and work on. Big blockchains have to work on this because meme coin communities, without all of the crazy millions of dollars to advertise, the community just does it itself, So that's my thesis rant for today. Let's get into what I am buying and what I'm paying attention to and what I'm very interested in buying over the next couple months going into next year. I'm very interested. I'll start with the altcoins first. I'm really interested in Aave and ENA. I'm very interested in Aave and ENA. I think Aave is going to be the institutional choice and basically where people are going to get the staking ropes and the ETFs of Ethereum being stakeable. I think Aave is just going to pump. Like, Aave is going to basically is the top besides Lido DAO. So then you can go into the Lido token. So Lido DAO and Aave, if Ethereum goes to $10,000, Aave is gonna crack like $1,000. So I think that's something to pay attention to. So I'm paying attention to ENA for good reason because of the nature of the stablecoin that we mentioned. There's now partnerships with big blockchains like Ton and also what other blockchain is USDE on? So it's yeah, I can't, but one of them is being Ton. We talked about it earlier, and we talked about it last night that you can get 20% APY on staking USDE inside the Ton wallet. That's right inside your Telegram. Pretty crazy. So I'm paying attention to that. I'm also paying attention to Crow. Crow, if you know, was making big partnerships and deals with the United States and Trump, and also just with Trump World Liberty Financial. And just like they're really building the super app where before Coinbase was talking about their super app and doing the prediction markets and all that stuff, like Crypto.com has been shipping this stuff for months and months and months already. So they're already ahead of the game with the prediction markets, the sports betting, stocks, tokenized stocks, and they have options now for basically building up your own basket ETF of coins or basket of coins. So you can go into layer ones, a basket of layer ones. You can have a basket of memes, and it curates the best performing assets inside of their curated ETFs or their baskets. And you can just go, I'm going to put $100 and it spreads it into the basket for you. You know how valuable that is for a new investor in crypto to just be like, to simplify it like that? That's amazing. So I'm all about new user crypto experience, and it's like that's what's going to, I think, bring value, and why certain retail people are going to download certain apps and use them, because I was the same way. No, I have not, but I will. So there is a minting opportunity on blockchain for the Barachain layer 2, which is blockchain, which is Ticker Bitcoin's blockchain. The devs of Ticker Bitcoin have a blockchain, and they're test netting it right now, and they're using this mint of Mr. YXJ, really amazing artist from the Ticker Bitcoin community, using some of his art and using this as a test mint, a test kek. Basically a test kek. So yeah, make sure you guys check that out and do that. Yeah, the things I've been paying attention to are just really simple in terms of the alts. Like I want to get a little more exposure into Jupiter, Radium, and Orca. Oh yeah, and Rarible has hosted it. Yeah, that was another thing. Yeah, that was another thing. Rarible was promoting it, so that's huge. Pepe, I'm really paying attention to Pepe. I think that's gonna like hit escape velocity, new all-time highs. We're just in this really nice channel with Pepe. The Jupiter app, I don't know if you guys have tested out the Jupiter wallet, but it's really nice. I actually really like the Jupiter wallet, and we want to get Mal on the live stream, and he's been liking some of the posts on our X page and so, like some of the stuff that we've said. So he's at least seeing our stuff. So I think it would be cool to have him on the channel. So if you could do this, go to his profile and spam him and say, come on Dano Crypto's channel so we can be bullish Jupiter, and you can just shill the crap out of Jupiter and the products that you guys are doing, and we'll just get into the Solana weeds. I think it'd be fun. Cardano has seen a nice pump. You got to think that on the weekly, actually, Cardano coming out of the purple range it had 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of green, and then we had 2 weeks of consolidation, and now we're back in the green. We're back in the green. So could we be doing just a nice little test? We tested going below the ribbon, the EMA ribbon here, and we could see that we had some obvious high liquidity sells sitting up at that dollar range. So that's just what we have to break. We have to break that resistance, Cardano right now sitting at its 76 cents is pretty decent range of DCA. Because if you're going to DCA in the hopes that you're going to get the $3, price point from 2021 bull market, well, that's 310% to get to that particular all-time high. Now, I will say that in terms of other projects that are up and coming and the things that we've been talking about, you kind of have more upside potential, I think, in the short term for the market and for this year. But for Cardano, I think this is going to be something that we need to see what's going to develop over the next few years. And you're just going to have to be patient. And to just say, okay, if you believe in Cardano and the technology, you're just going to have to wait, go through the volatility and see if Cardano can hit all of those price predictions that everyone was talking about in 2021, where it was like Cardano to $5, Cardano to $10. It could happen. It could happen. We're all taking bets. We're all taking bets here. But yeah, Cardano looking pretty decent, looking pretty good. Something I definitely want to buy that looks like it's in a nice channel right now is Nakamoto Games. This is looking really good. The chart's looking good. AVAX, I actually just took some profits from my trades and I just bought an AVAX. Like I bought 1.5 AVAX. and I sent it into my MetaMask. So one of the things that you guys can do as a strategy, and it's just simple, like, and it actually really worked for me when I really follow it, and I wish I would follow it more, is that the moment that I'm in profit over 100% on any trades, I take 25% off immediately and I go and DCA it into my bag. And then I set a stop loss at break even, and I also will go as far as, if I'm really wanting to be super aggressive, I will set the stop loss in take profit. So I'll actually set my stop loss and bring it up, and I'll show you right now. So for instance, like I have a Pepe trade open, I have a Doge trade open. I took 25% off of them, both of them being over 100% in profit. And then what I did is I took those profits and then I put it immediately into something that I want to buy. Now look, you can see I have my stop loss here at break even. But if I want to be very aggressive and make money no matter what, I could bring the stop loss in take profit. I could do the same thing with the Pepe trade as well. I have my range here, and I can just drag this in to take profit. So no matter what, I'm locking in the gains, and you can do this constantly, and then this will make it to where you have more liquidity to jump back in the market. And what it does is it practices you not being attached to your trade and say, I could have had that one open. No, it's fine. There's going to always be a chart for the next day. And you know this to be true. So how do you continue to compound it and continue to make the moves and have liquidity to be able to do what I did, is DCA into something? This is how you're able to do it. And it practices good risk management and also practices your ability to actually take the freaking profits on the trades. So this is very important. Very important. All right, my friends. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to use the last little couple minutes to do a Q&A. So if there's anything you guys want to talk about, anything you want to ask me, this is the time. And yeah, Mikey Moose says time spent in the market is way bigger than trying to time the market. Yes, exactly. That's why I think all the people that are going to try and time the market this year and say, this is going to be the top, this is going to be the peak, this is going to be, we just have so much bullish stuff happening right now, and the catalysts are just through the roof to be bullish. Retail's not even paying attention at all just yet, but they will, because they'll have no choice. And this is just going to be crazy. It's just like we've got so many years ahead of us to be bullish and to look forward to. And I think we're just going to be in a really, really crazy time. So, yeah. Make sure you guys are following me at Dano Crypto 904. Oh. All right, so Mikey, his suggestion for the channel, he says, I think the channel is amazing. So so cool. You like my channel, but we have too many TAs, technical analysts. Try to keep it more like crypto banter style, news driven. Okay. I've tried to do both. I try to do a little bit of both, and I get into the charts, and I guess why because it's so interesting, because I never thought I was going to be like a charts guy. Like, I never thought I was going to try and do, like, when I watched other people do technical analysis and whatever, I was just like, oh my God. I was like, I don't know if I would like to do this. But then the more I started to do it and just like staying up late on the charts, I really started to think that there's something to it. There's like a magic in here. There's like a magic in the chart. And when you can zoom out and really like analyze the chart, and then like, because the chart happens first before the all the news and the mainstream stuff. Like, really, if you look at the charts, it's in the chart first. It's like you see almost kind of like the pre-reactions of what's speculated to happen, and then you get the news, and then it's like, oh. And so what's cool is that, like, I think that there's something to it. And so this is why I've kind of, a lot of the times I've focused a lot on the charts recently, because I'm fascinated by it, I guess. And I think it's a skill if we can learn how to use this and put your edge on it, and put your like instincts and intuition in looking at the charts like this, in this type of manner, we can make a lot of money. And the thing is I've been able to do it. The only difference is that I just didn't have a good patience or risk management. Whenever I didn't follow my rules is when I lost the most. So what I've come to know is that if you have found something that does work and you can continue to craft it, work it, like for instance, the strategy that I just told you about, the stop loss trailing and the taking the profits and then building up the bag, having a balanced strategy where you're not like over trading, you're trying to at least, catch the moves. And then you have a plan. You're like, you know exactly what you're gonna do. And it's like I told myself, I know my strategy works. And I just did it. I was like, here it is. Boom, done. Boom, boom, no negotiations. You just do it. No questions asked. Take 25%, take the $40, however much it was, and buy the coin, whatever it is. And that's how you're gonna win. That's how you're gonna win. Most people don't, and influencers and people, crypto people, they don't explain this. They don't explain it. They don't explain it like this. They're just like, oh, the big wins and all this and that. Oh, try and get in this and get 100x and blah, blah, blah. And like, no, it's like, it is this. It's the boring stuff. It's this that people are like, oh, snooze fest. I want some excitement. No, you don't need excitement. That's what gets you wrecked, is you getting, oh, excited. Oh, it's like the girl that makes you too nervous. That girl's probably is freaking boring and sucks anyway. You want to do the nice, steady, like the thing that actually makes you feel confident and balanced. This will make you feel confident and balanced, knowing that you're following your rules and being discipline, having the discipline to follow it, knowing that it's okay sometimes just to make $50 in the day. Because guess what? If you did it every day consistently and then didn't lose money, you are compounding now. Now you're cooking with some freaking gas, guys. Now you're cooking with some freaking gas. This is what needs to be taught to people. This is what needs to be taught to people. It's all everyone always thinks that like, oh, it's the big wins, and then like, but it's just, you have to go through this process. You have to lose. You have to get that euphoric feeling. You have to make a bunch and then probably like lose it, because then it'll really teach you that, damn, I wasn't on my game. I had to lock in more. I had to focus more. And so I had to learn that the hard way, where I turned $100 into $10,000. And because I didn't realize the nature of what I even did, it went away just as quick as it came. So now, the next time we turn $100 into $10,000, you bet your butt we learned a bit. We have more knowledge now. We have more experience now to understand what we just did. So it's pretty crazy. And we got Jason Casper in the house. Dude, thank you for the shout out. I always pull up when you're streaming. I always come in. I always watch your stream. I want to see what you're doing, what trades you're in, how the Casper crew's doing, and gave me a nice shout out today. Thank you. I think I got like 1,000 extra subscribers from that, so thank you. But yeah, go subscribe to Jason Casper's channel. Speaking of TA, he does have the best TA because it is the most entertaining TA that you can watch. Because out of nowhere, you get a plunger in the face. So, and yeah, the DCA and strategy. If you do it, if you're in the right spots, and it's really now the name of the game is like figure out where the money's flowing, the smart money. And I think it has to do a lot with the stablecoin minting, like what chains are being used to mint all these stablecoins and what's going to be generating the most yield for all the big wigs. That's probably where you want to be building up a little retail bag, you know? And we're all betting that we're going to get to the bull market all-time highs. Like AVAX, for instance, you know, is that perfect example of, you know, okay, can we get to... Where's the hide all drawings? Is it this one? Yeah. Yeah, so it's like a lot of coins, if you look at them on the weekly, this is what you're betting on. You're betting on that the coin has established some type of a bottom. You know, we used the example of the Trump pump, gave us a little bit of some euphoria, and then we had all the FUD and all the things. And if you look at not most, but a lot of coins that have gone through Wyckoff, this is institutional accumulation. This is how institutions buy up coins. Oh yeah, I already had it marked. So this is Wyckoff. You can see the W. You can see the established level of resistance, and now you can see where we're getting another. We can get another push into a Fibonacci level, and then we're just waiting for the signal. What's the signal? It's ETH. It's ETH BTC. It's that ETH's not dead. It's the bearish case scenario is that it goes to $10,000. Risk is fully on. We got all that bullish catalyst stuff with the Trump 401ks, you know, crypto 401ks. We got the treasury setting up. We got IPOs happening with crypto companies, treasuries being set, all that stuff. I mean, it's just like it's this. So we're betting on that these people don't want to be wrong, and they're wanting to get massive gains on their returns and on their money as well. So you don't want to be that person that's like trying to be the smartest guy in the room, and it's like, oh yeah, that's the top man. I want to be the institution. I'm not riding the institutional wave. I'm not. Oh, the people that I'm not gonna. I'm Tom Lee. Just trying to dump on my head, Tom Lee. No, that guy wants to make a lot more money over the next 4 years. He's not trying to dump on your head in the next 3 months. Okay, that is a misconception and a gaslighting technique for people that don't understand liquidity and cycles of the markets. We didn't understand that for the longest time. Now we do. It takes a little bit sometimes to understand it because you have to get rocked. You got to get bent over and pulp fictioned in this market. And then you come out of it with a renewed sense of realized optimism. Now you know how the markets are. Now you know what can happen. You know the potential. You've seen what they can do under completely different circumstances of the sentiment around crypto in general, especially in the United States. We had choke point, we had all that stuff. And then now we're here and people are at the most bearish they've ever been and they think it's over. So those people have successfully been psyoped. And I'm sorry. Because what the hell else are you going to invest in? What? Please tell me. You going to start farming shrimp in your bathtub? Or are you going to buy AVAX? Are you going to... I don't know. I don't know what you're going to do. Whatever you need to do. But you probably should start thinking about the digital asset realm, because the big guys, they're coming in hot. They're coming in super hot. But all right, guys, we've gone long enough. We've streamed for an hour and a half, so we appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you guys on the next live stream. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell, do all the things. And I want to give a shout out to the partners of the channel. We have, real quick. Yep, also smash that like button right there. Just destroy that one right there. We got to battle the YouTube algorithm. We got to get to the masses. We're starting to catch people liking net. It's just you got to keep live streaming. You just never stop. You keep live streaming. You keep pressing on. All right, shout out to OURBIT. Make sure you guys check out OURBIT. You can get all the most bullish memes and new meme releases. A lot of the times they're catching things really fast, and also you can have opportunities to DEX trade on here as well. And so with my link, you'll get a nice fat juicy bonus. And this is brand new. I'm just now talking about this. We're actually going to make a video on it, but real quick, let me actually get the official link. Let me get the official link. Let me copy this. Let's go. Hold on just a second. All right, here is the official link for the freaking Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu giveaway. Let's go with PHEMEX. So me and PHEMEX talked, and I said, I know you guys are bullish on the ticker. You have the ticker for trading, and I think we should bring some attention and some adoption to ticker Bitcoin and PHEMEX, and we can get a nice little giveaway going. So they said that sounds amazing. Let's freaking do it. And so we have a special giveaway specifically just for the ticker Bitcoin community and anyone who's interested in signing up with PHEMEX. You can trade and claim 500 Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 Inu tokens. So tickets, get your tickets. So this giveaway is going to be in this sign-up bonus is going to be happening for the next 29 days. So make sure you register. If you sign up and first deposit $1 in trade futures, you will get 100 tokens. Then if you do a total net deposit of $100, you get 200 tokens. And then if you do 500, you will get 500 tokens. So this is really, really amazing. Thank you to PHEMEX for being super cool and setting this up for us and setting this up for the ticker community. And this is a good opportunity to just like stack up a little bit more tickets, you know. So, and then also if you haven't used PHEMEX, you can check them out. And with my link, no KYC or anything like that, you can just directly use the platform. But yep. All right, guys. That's it. We'll see you on the next live stream. Thank you again. And we will see you tomorrow. Peace out.
This token is the end game. It's the shitcoin of shitcoin. I mean, imagine telling your coworkers you're quitting because Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 and you coin. Boom! Imagine the media reporting on Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 and you. Ticker is Bitcoin, breaking 1 billion market cap. Now, unless you hate money, go ahead and visit
HPOSNI.com.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to show you a really quick metric that I found fascinating. So 41% of the people that have been watching this channel and actually liking the channel and the content have not subscribed. 41% of you, but I will say 58% of you subscribed. Amazing. You guys are doing awesome. But I want to say that the people that are not subscribed yet, please, won't you consider subscribing to the channel and joining the Dojo crew, where we are educating ourselves. We're in the markets every single day. We're live streaming Monday through Friday, and we're also posting content on a daily basis that is keeping up with these cryptocurrency markets. And this is where the money is flowing right now, guys. So if you want to get these updates and you want to be ahead of the game, I suggest you start subscribing and dinging the bell to be notified whenever I go live and post content, because you do not want to miss it. Hey everyone, I just wanted to share